Hey everybody, what's up? Guess what? I think it's the first day of spring. Yeah, a little windy, but hey, that's okay. And with the first day of spring, haha, hat shouldn't fall off no more. Well, we got the fuel line. The box, wait until you see the box later, I'll show you, but the box takes up the whole back seat for a fuel line. You guys are going, what kind of fuel line did you get? Well, here it is. This thing, it is. It's freaking long. Put it in a box about 3 foot long and 2 foot tall. So, it goes under the car like this. Hopefully it plays nice and goes in. Hope it ain't one of those times I need a hoist. So that's going to be our project today, to get Mama back in her car. And so with that, I'm going to go out, open the hood, and see what kind of mess we got. Well, this ought to be fun. There's that kind of clamp there. And you go down. Sorry. And then, oops. And down there's another plastic clip. Ay, ay, ay. It's run behind the brake lines, the brake booster, all that crap. This might be one of those times I wish I had a hoist. Yeah. And I might need a second pair of hands to help feed this plastic part up. That's pretty self-explanatory there. That won't be so bad. Take the lock off. Get the tool disconnect, but I gotta see if I can get that line out of there and get to it. Interesting. Alright, I want to see what I can get done. Well, I'm determining that some things a big guy just can't do. I've got the fuel line loose out of the clamps, but I cannot get under the car. I've got it on the ramp. I've tried jacking. I cannot get under there far enough to work on this son of a bitch. So I've talked to somebody that's got a hoist, waiting for a call back. I might have to run over there and put this thing on a hoist in order to get this done. I'm like, really? So now I got to think of what I got to take with me. That's the only downfall of having to go off site. You got to take tools, so. But I guess I ain't going to dig out tools. So I don't know if I'm going to get this done today or not. So they don't call me back. I ain't going to be doing anything. Can't afford a dealership to do it. Cost more than what the part was. So right now we got enough damn troubles. So kind of a little flustered right now, but what do you do? That's what they started doing years ago, designing this stuff to keep the home mechanic from wanting to work on it. Well, and I know some of you suggested just cutting out the rusty part and that, but there's too many bends and kinks there where that, because this is what we're dealing with right here, this area. You know, you can see that protector, then it bends, and there's nothing straight about it. So, and the other place that wanted to sell me fuel line said, well, you need the whole thing out, then we'll just make you one. Well, knowing that this is all protected in that. I just fix it right or don't fix it. So anyway, well, got the wife's car loaded on the trailer. I get to go to a hoist, and I don't know if I'll be able to record over there or not. We'll have to see. I'll talk to the guy. He may or may not let me record, but if I can, I will. And we'll wrap this up with the Buick. I got what I need, so. Alright. Well, some of you guys said it, and it's happening. The new line's going back. If any of you have that rot, the best thing is to get in there. We're up here, and we're just splice it in, because it will not come out past brake lines, evaporator line, all sorts of stuff up there.
Just put it back together and put the bend in the same place.
Yeah, so anyway, alright. As you guys can hear, it's running. And here's what we did. It's nice and dry. Nice and dry. That's still the factory line up. We got that in there. We had to move that a little. But yeah, there was no way, okay, with him shining light up there, you can see more of those lines. We would have had to drop the motor to replace it. That's would have been the only way to do it, so. Cool.
That's a better fix.
Yep.
Easy to fix.
Just a little time and patience to get her bent. So, alright, there's the Buick. It's done. Well, as we found out, doing the fuel line, the only way that fuel line would go in there is if you remove the motor and transmission, drop that cradle out to get to it. Yeah, so I just use the compression fittings and go from there. I had a thought we could have got by with one compression fitting, but I wasn't going to spend $111 for a piece of line like that. But we could have cut that new one, but nope, it's going back. Called the dealer before we gave up on putting it in too. They said they'd take it back. I said there's no way, not without dropping the motor, the whole cradle out to get it in. It was almost a bitch just to put the original one back in the brackets, and we got it. But anyway, guys, gals, I'm feeling a little bit better. So my sinus is still draining, and I'm losing my voice, so I'm probably getting sick on top of everything. And I got a couple of you that said, you know, you've had surgery, your body's been through a hell of a lot, you need to rest. So there probably will be some time in between videos for the next little while. So anyway, I'm going home and get out of here. Oh, and that issue with both those lights coming on, I'm going to I now know where the other ground is up front. I'm going to try that. And then I'm going to get under this truck once the weather gets warmer, and maybe take that brake controller off, see if we can open it, and see if the solder, I see where everybody keeps soldering, put them back in, and then they're working. So just piss poor solder jobs. So hopefully it's just a ground issue and I don't have to go that far, but if we do, we do. So anyway, guys, somehow, some way, we are going, after working with this hoist today, other than bashing my head off it, I guess I got a pretty good mark up there. I don't know. I hit it once, and I was about out cold, doubled me over after having the hoist. And that, even the repair I done, there was no way I could have laid on my back and done that. I would have been so flustered. If I'm going to continue to work on cars, I got to figure out how to get the addition on the shop, or find another building, or move somewhere. Anyway, I'm blabbing. So, catch y'all later. Have a good one. See you in the next video. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to do any videotaping, but there's a couple of things I need to address for some other viewers. And I had it in a video, and evidently that was one of the videos that I killed that I didn't use, and I forgot all about it. Anyway, the one was the question on my digital torque wrench. Here, what model it was. Let's see. There it is, ATEC ATECH2FR100B, 5 to 100 foot-pounds. I think the rest of that's just serial number. Yeah, I had that in the video, and I forgot what it was all in that video when I killed it, and when you brought up your question again. Oops. So here's a better. That's the model number of the torque wrench. So there's that for you. Sit, stay. And then one of you asked about what to check for on the wheel bearing when you know that they're bad. Okay. I think that was Rustic by Nature. What I usually do, I either jack the vehicle up by the frame or by the A-arm. If I jack it up by the frame, you can also check two things at the same time. You can also check your ball joints to make sure you don't have any movement, and your wheel bearings. The simplest way I can put it is get your tires up and get them to clear the ground. Then you grab them at the horizontal position, 180 degrees. See if you can wiggle that wheel back and forth. And then you grab the top and bottom of it and try and tip it back in. If you can get any movement, then you may need to verify that it's the wheel bearing. You need to look under at your tie rods, your drag links, your idle arm, your pitman arm, and make sure when you go grab it from the front and back of the tire at the horizontal position, make sure your drive line stuff ain't moving up and down. But if you grab the top and bottom of the tire and you can wiggle it, that's usually wheel bearing. Then what you do then is get under your spindle and use a pry bar, see if you can lift the spindle up and down. If you got any movement that way, then you can check your wheel bearing. If it wasn't so darn cold, I'd take the jack outside and I'd show you, but for right now, that's what I'll tell you on how to check your front wheel bearing. Yeah, it's cold today, and I don't know what's going on with me, but this side of my sinuses has just been draining like no end, and I never have that problem. I don't think the fluid pill would mess with that, but boy, ever since I've taken that, it's done nothing but drain. So, and he looked at my ears and looked at my nose, looked at my throat, because I told him, I said, I've been coughing up some yellow stuff the last couple days. He says, you're clear, you're not sick. So, I don't know. But yeah, there's other things. If you guys remind me, if I told you I was going to do something, remind me. I'll make quick, short little videos on that stuff. As like I said, things just got out of control for me. I've got too many things going through my head, and too many issues, and too many. It's become too much for me. I got to thin out some problems and take care of some problems. I'm not going anywhere with the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel will be here. It's just me that I've got to get things straightened out. So, I guess, like I said, this is a short little video that on the torque wrench, and I've picked up other stuff that I want to show you guys, but I'm trying to. I got to do something with this shop. I got to get some room in here, and yes, I definitely shortened the hair. And I think that was. I didn't want to go that short with it, but nobody was home the day I cut my hair, and all of a sudden my hair, I couldn't stand it on my head. It just. My nerves. I just took the clippers to it and took it all off. And from what I was told, I only had one little patch I'd go back and hit. Everybody said I did a pretty good job for doing it myself. I'm like, really? Cool. That's how stressed I've got, where the hair on my head was starting to bug me, and it bugged me to the point where I'm like, I can't stand it anymore. I cut it off. It feels good. It actually, it does. It's a lot easier taking a shower. You don't have to wait for your hair to dry before going outside with the colder temp, but I wanted to wait until the temp stayed warm. It is cold. So that's probably why I've gotten either a sinus cold or something. So yeah. Anyway, won't say anymore. So, alright, if I think of something more, I'll add to this. If I didn't add to this, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be back. And hopefully when we come back, we'll have ducks in the row and finances to get the projects done that we've got here, and to get the parts required to do these, because, yeah. So, all right. See you guys later.